Am I audible now?
Yeah, now
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You can see the screen. Okay. Idam shariram mama durvibhavyam sattvam hi me hridayam yatra dharmaha prishte kruta me yad adharma arad ato hi mam rishabham prayur aryaha. My transcendental body, Sachit Ananda Vigraha, looks exactly like a human form, but it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on my body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual, and I always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotional service which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abandoned religion, adharma, and non devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as Rishabhadeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities. तस्माद् भवन्तो हृदयेन जाताः सर्वे महीयांशम् अमुं सनाभम् अक्लिष्टबुद्ध्या भरतं भजध्वं शुश्रूषणं तद् भरणं प्रजानाम्. My dear boys, you are all born of my heart, which is the seat of all spiritual qualities. Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious men. You should accept your elder brother Bharata, eldest brother Bharata, who is exalted in devotional service. If you engage yourself in Bharat's service, your service to him will include my service and you will rule the citizens automatically. भूतेषु विरुभ्य उदुत्तमाये शरीस्पृश शरीसृपाश शरीस्पृपाश तेषु सबोध निष्ठाः ततो मनुष्या प्रमतास्ततोऽपि गन्धर्वसिद्धा विबुधानुगाये देवासुरेभ्यो मघवत्प्रभा प्रधान दक्षादयो ब्रह्मसुतास्तु तेषां भवः परः सोऽथ विरिञ्चि वीर्यः समत्परोऽहं द्विजदेवदेवः. Of the two energies manifest spiritual and dull matter, being begin, beings possessing living force, vegetables, grass, trees, and plants are superior to dull matter, stone, earth, etc. Superior to non-moving plants and vegetables are worms and snakes which can move. Superior to worms and snakes are animals that have developed in intelligence. Superior to animals are human beings, and superior to human beings are ghosts because they have no material bodies. Superior to ghosts are the Gandharvas, and superior to them are the Siddhas. Superior to Siddhas are Kinnaras, and superior to them are Asuras. Superior to Asuras are the demigods, and of the demigods, Indra, the king of heaven, is supreme. Superior to Indra, the direct sons of Lord Brahma, sons like King Daksha, and supreme among Brahma's sons is Lord Shiva. Since Lord Shiva is the son of Lord Brahma, Brahma is considered superior, but Brahma is also subordinate to me, the supreme personality of Godhead, because I am inclined to the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are the best of all. न ब्राह्मणैस्तुलये भूतम् अन्यत् पश्यामि विप्रः किम् अतः परं तु यस्मिन् नृभिः प्रहुतं श्रद्धयाहम् अस्नामि कामं न तथाग्निहोत्रे. O respectful Brahmanas, as far as I am concerned, no one is equal or superior to the Brahmanas in this world. I do not find anyone comparable to them. When people know my motive after performing rituals according to the Vedic principles, they offer food to me with faith and love through the mouth of a Brahmana. When the food is thus offered unto me, I eat it with full satisfaction. Indeed, I derive more pleasure from food offered in that way than from the food offered in the sacrificial fire. वृथा तनुरुशती मे पुराणी येनेह सत्वं परमं पवित्रं समोदमो सत्यमनुग्रहश्च तपस्तितिक्षानुभवश्च यत्र. The Vedas are my eternal, transcendental sound incarnation. Therefore, the Vedas are Shabda Brahma. In this world, the Brahmanas thoroughly study all the Vedas, and because they assimilate the Vedic conclusions, they are also to be considered the Veda personified. The Brahmanas are situated in the supreme transcendental mode of nature, Sattva Guna. Because of this, they are fixed in mind control, Sama, sense control, Dhamma, and truthfulness, Satya. They describe the Vedas in their original sense, and out of mercy, Anugraha, they preach the purpose of Vedas to all conditioned souls. They practice penance, tapasya, and tolerance titiksha, and they realize the position of living entity and the Supreme Lord, Anubhava. These are the eight qualifications of the Brahmana. Therefore, among all living entities, no one is superior to the Brahmanas. मत्तोऽपि अनन्तात् परतः परस्मात् स्वर्गापवर्गादिपतेर्न किञ्चेत् येषां किमु स्यात् इतरेण तेषाम् अकिञ्चनानां मयि भक्तिभाजाम्. I am fully opulent, almighty, and superior to the Lord Brahma and Indra, the king of the heavenly planets. I am also the bestower of all happiness obtained in the heavenly kingdom and by liberation. Nonetheless, the Brahmanas do not seek material comforts from me. They are very pure and do not want to possess anything. They simply engage in my devotional service. What is the need of their asking for material benefits from anyone else? सर्वाणि मद्दिष्णयतया भवद्दिस् चराणि भूतानि सुताद्रुवाणि सम्भावितव्यानि पदे पदे वो विमुक्त दृग्भिस्तदुहार्हणं मे. My dear sons, you should not envy any living entity, be he moving or non-moving. Knowing that I am situated in them, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. In this way, you offer respect to me. मनोवचोदृक्करणे हि तस्य साक्षात् कृतं मे परिबर्हणं हि विना पुमान्येन महाविमोहात् कृतान्तपाशान्न विमोक्तुम् ईशेत्. The true activity of the sense organs, mind, sight, words, and all the knowledge gathering and working senses is to engage fully in my service. Unless his senses are thus engaged, a living entity cannot think of getting out of the great entanglement of material existence, which is exactly like Yamaraj's stringent rope. श्रीशुक उवाच एवम् अनुशास्यात्मजान् स्वयम् अनुतिष्ठान् अपि लोकानुशासनार्थं महानुभावः परमसुहृद्भगवान् ऋषभापद्य देश ऋषभापदेश उपशमशीलनाम् उपरतकर्मणां महामुनीनां भक्तिज्ञान वैराग्यलक्षणं पारमहंस्यं धर्मम् उपशिक्ष्यमानः स्वतनया सतज्येष्ठं परमं भागवतं भगवज्जनपारायणं भरतं धरणी पालया पालनायाभीक्ष्य स्वयं भवन एवो एवोर्वरित शरीरमात्रा परिग्रह उन्मत्त इव गगन परिधानः प्रकीर्णकेश आत्मनि आरोपिता हवयिनो ब्रह्मावर्तात् प्रवरा Prabhavraj, Prabhavraja, Shukadev Goswami said, thus the great well-wisher of everyone, the Supreme Lord Rishabhadev instructed his own sons. Although they were perfectly educated and cultured, he instructed them just to set an example of how a father should instruct his sons before retiring from family life. Sannyasis who are no longer bound by fruitful activity and who have taken to devotional service after their material desires have been vanquished also learn by these instructions. Lord Rishabhadev instructed his 100 sons, of whom the eldest Bharata was a very advanced devotee and a follower of Vaishnavas. In order to rule the whole world, the Lord enthroned him, his eldest son, on the royal seat. Thereafter, although still at home, Lord Rishabdev lived like a madman, naked, and his disabled hair. Then the Lord took the sacrificial fire within himself, and he left Brahmavarta to tour the whole world. जडांडमुक्का बधिरा पिशाचोन्माद कवद अवधूतवेषो अभिभाष्यमानोऽपि जनानां गृहीतमौनव्रतस्तूष्णीं बभूव. After accepting the feature of Avaduta, a great saintly person without material cares, Lord Rishabhadeva passed through a human society like a blind, deaf, and dumb man, an idle stone, a ghost, or a madman. Although people called him such names, he remained silent and did not speak to anyone. तत्र तत्र पुरा ग्रामाकर केतवात कर्वत कर्वट शिबर शिबिर व्रज घोषा सार्ता गिरि वनाश्रमादिष्व अनुपथम् अवनिचरापसदै परिभूयमानो मक्षिकाभिरिव वनगजः तर्जन ताड ताडनावमेहन स्थीवन ग्राव सकृद् रजः प्रक्षेप ऊति वात दुरुक्तै तद् अभिगणयन् एवासत् संस्थान एतस्मिन् देहोपलक्षेण अपदेश सद् अपदेश उभयानुभवा स्वरूपेण स्वमहिमाव स्थानेन समारोपिताहं ममाभिमानात्वाद् अविकण्डिता मना पृथ्वीम् एकचरः परिबभ्राम. Rishabhadev began to tour through cities, villages, mines, countrysides, valleys, gardens, military camps, cow pens, the homes of cowhead men, transient hotels, hills, forests, and hermitages. Wherever he traveled, all bad elements surrounded him, just as flies surround the body of an elephant coming from a forest. He was always being threatened, beaten, urinated upon, and spat upon. Sometimes people threw stones, stool, and dust at him, and sometimes people passed foul air before him. Thus, people called him many bad names and gave him a great deal of trouble. But he did not care about this, for he understood that the body is simply meant for such an end. He was situated on the spiritual platform, and being in his spiritual glory, he did not care for all these material insults. In other words, he completely understood that matter and spirit are separate, and he had no bodily conception. Thus, without being angry at anyone, he walked through the whole world alone. अतिसुकुमारकर चरणोर स्थल विपुल बाह्व अंशगल वदनादि अवयव विन्यास प्रकृति सुंदर स्वभाव हास सुमुखो नव नलिन दलायमान शिशिर तारारुणायत नयन रुचिर सदृशुभग कपोल कर्ण कंठ नासो विगूढस्मितवदनमहोत्सवेन पुरवनितानां मनसि कुसुमसरासनम् उपददानः पराग अवलम्भमाना कुटिला जटिला कपिशकेश भूरिभारो अवधूत मलिन निजशरीरेण ग्रह गृहीत ग्रहगृहीत इवादृश्यत. Lord Rishabhadev's hands, feet, and chest were very long. His shoulders, face, and limbs were all very delicate and symmetrically proportioned. His mouth was beautifully decorated with his natural smell, and he appeared all the more lovely with his reddish eyes spread wide like the petals of a newly grown lotus flower covered with dew in the early morning. The irises of his eyes were so pleasing that they moved all the troubles of everyone who saw him. So they removed all the troubles of everyone who saw him. His forehead, ears, neck, nose, and all his other features were very beautiful. His gentle smile always made his face beautiful, so much so that he even attracted the hearts of married women. It was as though they had been pierced by arrows of Cupid. About his head was an abundance of curly, matted brown hair. His hair was disheveled because his body was dirty and not taken care of. He appeared as if he was haunted by a ghost. यर्हि वावास भगवान् लोकम् इमं योगस्याद्धा प्रतीपम् इवाचक्षाणस्तत् प्रतिक्रिया कर्म बीभत्सितम् इति वृतम् आजगरम् आस्थितः शयना एवास्नाति पिबति खादति अवमेहति हदति स्म चेष्टमाना उच्चरित आदि आदिग्धोदेशः. When Lord Rishabhadev saw that the general populace was very antagonistic to his execution of mystic yoga, he accepted the behavior of a python in order to counteract their opposition. Thus, he stayed in one place and lay down. While laying down, he ate and drank, and he passed stool and urine rolled in it. Indeed, he smeared his whole body with his own stool and urine so that opposing elements might not come and disturb him. तस्य ह यः पुरीशा शूरभि सौगन्ध्या वायुस्तं देशदश योजनं समन्तात् सुरभिं चकार. Because Lord Rishabhadev remained in that condition, the public did not disturb him, but no bad aroma emanated from his stool and urine. Quite the contrary, his stool and urine were so aromatic that they filled 80 miles of the countryside with a pleasant fragrance. एवं गोमृगकाक चर्यया वृजं तिष्ठम् आसीन शयान काकमृगगोचरित चरित पिबति खादति अवमेहति स्म. In this way, Lord Rishabhadev followed the behavior of cows, deers, and crows. Sometimes he moved or walked, and sometimes he sat down in one place. Sometimes he lay down, behaving exactly like cows, deers, and crows. In that way, he ate, drank, passed stool, and urine, cheated the people in this way. इति नानायोगचर्याचरणो भगवान् कैवल्यपतिर्षभो अविरति अविरत परममहानन्दानुभव आत्मनि सर्वेषां भूतानाम् आत्मभूते भगवति वासुदेवे आत्मा अव्यया अनन्दानन्त रोदर भावेन सिद्धसमस्तार्थ परिपूर्ण योगैश्वर्याणि वैहायस मनोजीवा मनोजवान्तर्धान परकाय प्रवेश दूर ग्रहणादीनि यदृच्छोपगतानि Nanjasa Nripa Hridayena Bhyanandat. O King Parikshit, just to show all the yogis the mystic process, Lord Rishabhadev, the plenary expansion of Lord Krishna, performed wonderful activities. Actually, he was the master of liberation and was fully absorbed in transcendental bliss, which increased a thousandfold. Lord Krishna, Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, is original source of Lord Rishabhadeva. There is no difference in their constitution, and consequently, Lord Rishabhadeva awakened the loving symptoms of crying, laughing, and shivering. He was always absorbed in transcendental love. Due to this, all mystic powers automatically approached him, such as the ability to travel in outer space at the speed of mind, to appear and disappear, to enter the bodies of others, and to see things far, far away. Although he could do all this, he did not exercise these powers. Thus ends this chapter 5 from the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Lord Rishabhadeva's teachings to his sons. So, yeah, first I would like to thank for joining on a Friday evening. We are fortunate today, as I was been saying all the week, and today we have finished reading the wonderful, amazing, unimaginable deeds of the Lord. When the Lord appears and when his plenary portion appears, yeah, because l- King Nabhi was praying to the Lord, King Nabhi and Meru Devi, yeah, they were praying to the Lord, may they be blessed. Yeah, the priest did the yajna and asked the Lord, may we be blessed, or may King Nabhi is blessed with a son like you. And Lord says there is no possibility like that. There is no one like him. Even in Quran, uh, it is forbidden that to compare Lord with anything. Even the best of the best one can imagine, it is forbidden to compare. Why? Because such a comparison is insulting the Almighty. Yeah, that's why they forbid. And of course, yeah, in one way that is right. Why? Because who can compare? But at least we can say we can to appreciate that unlimitedness, at least to the level what we can see. So that's why we can see different levels of Lord's manifestation. And here we are discussing today about King Rishabhadev, who is none other than the Lord himself. So, in this way, Rishabhadev appeared in the womb of Mother Nabhi and sorry, Mother Meru Devi, and after that, he had 100 sons. Of them, Bharat Maharaj is the eldest. In next chapters, we'll be discussing all about the glories of Bharat Maharaj, how he has attained this great value. And in this chapter, from the 18th verse, we are going to cover very important messages. The Lord, and yeah, just one second. The Lord, yeah, Lord Rishabhadev qualities are mentioned here. And in fact, Rishabhadev is saying, my transcendental body is inconceivable. This declares that Lord, Rishabhadev is definitely Lord. Of course, everyone can claim I am special, I am spiritual. But in the case of Rishabhadev, he also had this special signs on his feet. On his lotus feet, there was this special signs like the Lord has. When Krishna, we can see this when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, even Radharani. So all the spiritual personalities, they have some special signs on their palm or on their face or onto their feet. And Rishabhadev also had that. Yeah. So Rishabdev is saying, my transcendental body is inconceivable. My heart, which is seat of all spiritual qualities, resides where there is dharma. Hmm. I have left adharma far away from me. For these reasons, respectable people call me the best. Rishabha means best. That's why I'm called Rishabha. Why? Because I stay away from bad energies, or I stay away from material, what is the right word? Adharma. I stay away from non-devotional activities. And that's why Aryas, they respect me and worship me. And then they said, "You all are born of my heart, therefore you have my qualities." And now what you do is, because you have these great qualities, what is the best quality? Is to worship. And that's why Rishabhadev is telling to all the 99 sons. What is he saying? That now worship your eldest brother who is a great devotee. Because Bharat with pure is great. Hmm? And in fact, you all, if you worship him and serve him in his ruling the kingdom of the world, then you are also serving me. This is very important. Serving the Father is by following the words and instructions of the Father. And here, that's why the Father is instructing. In fact, in the end, it is said that in this way, Rishabhadev has instructed his sons. Uh, so, in this process, um, Rishabhadev is instructing to the sons, and this is the blessing for us, that Rishabhadev is saying that, there are so many inanimate objects which don't move, and and even in inanimate, a table doesn't move, a tree doesn't move, and that there is a difference between a table and a tree. What is the difference? The tree has life. So inanimate, which cannot move, but in that which has in an immovable living entity is superior. A table is not superior than a tree, but tree itself is not superior than insects and worms and snakes, movable entities, and then animals, and then human beings. And human beings themselves, are they superior? No, they are not superior compared to Pramathas. And then from Pramathas to Gandharvas to Siddhas, Siddhas are greater, and Kinnaras are greater than Siddhas. Then Asuras. Asuras are greater than um, Kinnaras, but Devatas are greater than Asuras. And then among the Devatas, among the demigods, the best is Indra, and among all of them, there is Lord Brahma, or even the sons of Brahma. Daksha is superior, Shiva is superior, Brahma is superior, and finally, Supreme Lord is supreme or superior to Lord Brahma. So, because I'm inclined to Brahmanas, it is said, this is the conclusion is saying, I am inclined to the Brahmanas are best of all, which means here in this whole ladder of superiority, the Lord is the supreme. At the same time, Lord is establishing that the Brahmanas are supreme. How? It is said, because the Supreme Lord is called Brahma, Brahmanya Deva. Hmm? The Brahmanas referred to here as qualified Brahmanas and not just caste Brahmanas. This is first thing Prabhupada writes in the purport. And Brahma is superior to Shiva because he is the father and he serves the Brahmanas. But Shiva is superior to Brahma because he is a Vaishnava and has superior powers. So depending how we see, we can establish the superiority. So we can see Lord Shiva is superior to Brahma in his devotion. But still, Brahma is superior to Shiva because Brahma is the father of Lord Shiva. Yeah? Because when Lord Brahma becomes disturbed, and when during the process of creation, from his eyebrows or middle of the eyebrow, Rudra comes, and that is yeah. So in that way, we can see Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma is the father of Lord Shiva, and he says. Rishabdev is saying, oh, Brahmanas are so great, so great, so great because I eat through their mouths. That's why if you see in Vrindavan or in any holy places, yeah, okay, Vidya Dan is so special because if one is educated, then they can advance, they can have what do you call this, self-realization, to know what is right, what is wrong, to identify oneself that I am not this body, I am this soul. All these things are fine, but Brahmanas have their own position. That's why, who are Brahmanas? They are Veda personified. Means because they are reading Shastras, Swadhyaya, Sadhavas, and then they are also applying that in their life and attaining uh, such a great high position. That's why Lord is saying yajnas that are performed. Yeah, uh, in that, yeah, what is the best is to feed Brahmanas. In fact, if we see among so many processes, the best thing is one is inviting a Brahmana at home, and a Brahmana is fed properly, is given nice hospitality or reception, given nice and very important. Prabhupada always says, if anyone is doing a program, and even Sachinandan Maharaj, I remember he told in I think 15 years back or even before, yeah, the success of a program, how what is very important. And even Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj says this, because Prabhupada says this, that one should invite people and give prasadam. Yeah, there should be katha, there should be prasadam. uh, Whoever comes. So this is the program. That's why Prabhupada used to make big gulab jamuns, and whoever in those early days, whoever used to come, he used to give one gulab jamun. And I can still see this mood of Prabhupada in Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj. I think you may also have seen. Usually Maharaj immediately he says, "Is there some sweet that I can give whoever visits him?" And what is that? Means prasadam. So in the temples, in the holy places, we can see there is so much that Brahmanas are invited and Brahmanas are fed in, and because of this, yeah, the Lord is pleased. In fact, I was talking once to the Goswamis of Radharamanji Mandir. So he was saying, what is the most pleasing service that we can offer to Radharaman? He said, yes, the best thing is offering nice bhoga to the Lord and serving that to the Brahmanas. So when the Brahmanas are pleased, Radharamanji is also pleased. So yeah, coming back here, you said Rishabdev is saying, I eat through Brahmanas' mouths. I do not find anyone comparable to Brahmanas. I derive more pleasure from food offered through their mouths than from the food offered in the sacrificial fire. Even then, yajna, one may think, okay, yajna is very nice. We can have nice havan, we can have this homa, we can have this mantras and everything. Even simplest than it, that is, find a nice brahmana. Qualified brahmana means not when did he get initiated, how many years back he got initiated, what is it called, Upanayana Sanskara. It's not about that. How a brahmana is always absorbed in self-realization. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Na sochati na kankshati. So one who is always absorbed in the ultimate goal of life is to serve the Lord. That is what we can say as uh, topmost kainkarya. Kainkarya is the topmost service one can offer to the Lord, that is done by Brahmanas. That's why the Lord is very pleased with them. And that's why it says the Brahmanas are very superior. Why? Because he says, my body in this world, the Brahmanas support my body in this world in the form of Vedas. The qualities are said Sattvam, Paramam, Sama, Dama, Satya, Anugraha, Tapasya, Titiksha, Anubhava. All these are the qualities that are experienced or manifesting in a Brahmana, and these are making them very special. In fact, perfect Brahmana is who are Vaishnavas. Hmm? That's why in the next verse it said, no material aspiration. Brahmanas means they are not interested how to gain material assets, how to become, how to think about tomorrow. Yeah, thinking, oh, if I don't save tomorrow, what will happen? A real Brahmana is just dependent on Krishna, and such a Brahmana is a Vaishnava. Means a perfect Brahmana is a Vaishnava. Brahmana do not seek material comforts from me, who am fully opulent, almighty, superior to all, and the bestower of heaven and liberation. Brahmanas don't come and ask all these things. Then what could they need from any other being? When Lord is so easily accessible to Brahmanas, but still Brahmanas do not ask these material things, What are they going to ask from anyone else? Nothing. They are without possession and simply engage in my devotional service, my bhakti bhajam. And that's why they are so great. And then after saying this, Rishabh is saying, yo, my sons, respect all moving and non-moving beings with pure vision and without envy. Vivikta dragbihi. Drag means vision. Vivikta means separated or differentiating. Knowing that I am situated in them, in this way, offer respect to me. So, by offering respect to everyone, we are offering respect to the Lord. But sometimes people may think Manava Seva is Madhava Seva, means if we serve the mankind, then the Lord is served. Yeah, but if we don't have the right understanding of this, that serving them is actually pleasing the Lord, through which we can serve the Lord. No, if we think, no, 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 I am atheistic, and even if you people are saying, okay, serving the Lord, but I'll serve people, huh? So that's not the right approach. The right approach is to serve the Lord through the people, not serving through the people and thinking, okay, by this I can serve the Lord anyway. Uh, and Lord Rishabdev, finally, he says, after giving all these instructions, he simply says, okay, he's leaving. And from verse 38, 28 to 35, we can see the life of Rishabhadev, what life he led. A life of Avadhuta. Of course, a life of Avadhuta, yeah, we cannot imitate. We cannot imitate just while we are going through how did he live. Even if we want to try to imitate, we can't imitate. That level of austerity, that level of detachment, that level of clarity of the spirit and matter, Rishabhadev was manifesting. So there is no question of imitating. But even if one is imitating, yes, it's not possible because Avadhuta state is a very, very high state which is not possible to understand. Sometimes when we understand, then only we can do. Otherwise, what we may think the other person is he's a madman. So Avadhuta state is something like one who is not um, to be understood at a material platform. The activities that they exhibit. So Rishabhadev, he said, thus the great well-wisher of everyone, the Supreme Lord, instructed his sons and then he left. And then he followed a life of Avadhuta. And in this process, Avadhuta is a accepted the feature of Avadhuta means a great saintly person without material cares. Rishabhadev, Lord Rishabha acted like a dull, blind, dumb, deaf, ghostly, or madman. Taking a vow of silence, he did not respond to people who addressed him. Huh? Rishabhadev wandered alone through towns, villages, and all these places. He was indifferent to all insults. What was happening? He was always threatened, beaten, urinated, and even spat upon, sometimes threw stones, stools, uh, and passed foul air before him. Being situated in his spiritual glory, he did not care for these material insults. That is Avaduta state. Hmm. Rishabhadev's beauty, as Avaduta is mentioned later, how his appearance was, he appeared as if haunted by ghost, means unable to understand. If someone is haunted from ghost, now he said, what happened to this person? He did some ghost enter him or what? Yeah, he was un was un unable to be understood. Yeah, so that way he was like that. And then the verse 32, I like this verse. And this is eventually, I think maybe we don't have to go to Avaduta state. Maybe at Vanaprastha state, we should follow this or eventually gradually come to the stage which is called Ajagara Vrata. Ajagara Vrati means a follower of Ajagar. Ajagar means python. Yeah, you know Python? Python doesn't just simply keep going for food and hunt and eat. But if food comes on its way, yeah, it just jumps on it or yeah, it takes it and then Seeing people antagonistic to his execution of mystic yoga, he accepted behavior of a python. He remained in one place, only one place. He didn't go anywhere. Sleeping, he was eating, drinking, urinating, and passing stool. He rolled in his own stool and urine so that opposing elements would not disturb him. Just when we are hearing, we think, oh, what a disgusting how it would be. So one will not go there. Hmm? But of course, yeah, his urine and stool didn't emanate foul smell, but was so fragrant that even at, it is said 80 miles, huh? Is it 800? Yeah, 80 miles means 10 yojanas of countryside with pleasant fragrance. And then he was imitating people who are like cows, deers, and crows. He would sometimes move, stand, sit, or lie down. In this way, he ate, drank, urinated, and passed stool. So his behavior was not normal for a so-called material normal terms. Uh, but then, but then, what is it? Ashtasiddhi were not. Um, um, were coming to him because he has attained, he is the Lord in himself anyway. He was manifesting all these symptoms. So all the Ashta Siddhis came in, but he never exhibited them. But he did not exercise these powers. And that's how Rishabdev uh, um, led such a absorbed Avadhuta life. In fact, in the next chapter, which we will discuss Monday, Parikshit Maharaj is asking why did Rishabhadev didn't exhibit his mystic powers? Huh? Huh? This is something special, right? If we have some, even little power, just like if someone is learning dance, even if they know 10 steps, they can already start performing and put it on all media, becoming famous. But why didn't Rishabhadev manifest or show his powers? Because with that power, he can just disappear, right? Why to get being insulted by all the people and all these things? Why it has to do or take all the difficulties on him? Uh, so that will be covered anyway. Monday we will go through that, and I'm just trying to get. Is this Aditya Prabhu, did you get chance to read this chapter?
This chapter?
Yeah, this chapter 5, what we have now read.
No, I haven't read it myself.
Okay, I'm just trying to recollect in either this purports or in one of the purports. There is this whatever you asked, na? Is it the same Tirthankar
Hmm.
that comes? Yeah, I will find it out in where it comes, and yeah, maybe we can. Uh,
Okay.
no, not in this. We will. I'm sure that I have come across that, and I will refer that. Yeah, there are two references given.
I see. In the purports, Srila Prabhupada
Yeah, it comes in the
mentions.
purport.
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah. I'm just trying. I'll check and let you know. Okay, I think we are done. Regarding this example given, right? So he was, mm, yeah, instructing his sons and then left. There is also one example given. The father, when he's leaving the household, yeah, he is instructing for the welfare of the son, passing on the heritage, passing on the inheritance. What do you call this? Assets, right? Usually one is behind the properties, what one is getting from the parents. But the best thing is such a valuable instructions of how to lead a successful life, because one who is taking Vanaprastha ashram, he is not ordinary. He understood the reality of life. He understood the purpose of life. And when such a person is leaving the home and he is guiding, those instructions are life saving instructions for the next generation. We always want our kids to be blessed. The blessing can start from home, means when we appreciate these qualities in ourselves, apply them, and we come to this platform and we then can pass on, that is the best gift we can give to our children. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any thoughts or questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Very interesting avatar, especially towards the end when he becomes
Yeah.
fully Avaduta and just acts like a madman. Very interesting. I've never heard much about this avatar. Also, during this time, when it says that the people were antagonistic towards him, wasn't this the Satya Yuga where people are generally already mystic yogis themselves, and or
Hmm.
is it a? Because I thought Maharaj also appeared in Satya Yuga, right?
Yeah, yeah. This happened in the
Mhm.
Satya Yuga. Yeah. But doesn't mean that Satya Yuga is in the spiritual world, right? The Satya Yuga still is
Yeah,
in the material world. So the probability of good people is high, but the probability of bad people is also there.
right. Mm.
And that is the reason they got into the books of Bhagavatam. These Leelas, yeah, if it was only spiritual world, there are very nice books the Acharyas have written about Ashtakaliya Leela, what are the eightfold Leelas that Lord does in the spiritual world. Yeah, maybe for a very elevated people, those books one can read. But Bhagavatam is talking about the devotees.
Mm.
Hmm? And usually we may see I mean, when we come to Jada Bharat, yeah, from Monday, we will see Jada Bharat life we will discuss in 3 lifetimes.
Mhm.
That everything happened in that time only, Satya Yuga.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Any other thoughts? Anyone? Now we have moved finally from Rishabh Dev. Yeah, usually, I mean, I always feel how nice if there is even more to read and appreciate these great values of Rishabh Dev. Yeah, but at least a glimpse of the Lord in this Leela. Yeah, we can appreciate how to be detached. And I mean, as I said, I'll refer to that purpose, which gives us the role of renunciation, and detachment. What it has to do is to develop devotion, to be absorbed in devotion. If that is not the case, I mean, not to say so directly, but I see the austerities we see practiced by Jainism is unimaginable. They take so much torture to their body so that they can remember the Lord. Yeah, it is amazing. But if one is not remembering the Lord, all that austerities is simply waste. Yeah, yeah, to be very non-violent. Yeah, even they cover their mouth so that even a small insect or worm or yeah, nothing should go inside the mouth. Don't harm. To be very, very, very subtle, careful with nature, not incur any sin, and all these things are so nice. But one should understand that all the purpose is to worship the Lord directly, which means in the Vigraha form, in the form of the Lord. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Then thank you very much. Yeah, we see us tomorrow morning, 7:30 in the sixth canto. We are still understanding what happened to Chitraketu. Yeah, you remember? Chitraketu was blessed and Chitraketu was cursed by Mother Parvati. What happened afterwards? I think we were discussing that. Right, Parth Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, that was the remaining since last last week.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, if you are interested, please join. And until then, have a
Yes,
nice evening. Yeah.
sure, Prabhuji.
Thank you. And vanchakalpadrubhyascha kripasinduhvyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo नमो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।